What a wonderful sleep that was. But now that I'm rested, I am ready to go explore that little house over there. And that is basically what we're going to be doing today, because I thought after just doing the short trailer of this adventure map, I thought I would actually do an entire go-through by myself and just maybe show a couple things more in detail and just maybe lift some of the secrets in this place, but obviously not all of them, because that would be kind of boring, right? If I would just reveal all the secrets. But anyway, the first thing is that I wrote this little bit of a lore thing. Basically, you as the player heard about this mansion in the middle of the forest because you got an invitation to visit it, right? And it was a haunted attraction, and people would go there, and there were a lot of things that could happen and all that stuff. So that's like, why wouldn't you go to the middle of nowhere, right? And just end up in your truck completely grown over by trees or something. Like, that sounds like nothing could go wrong. But anyway, you set up camp back here, and there are things you can obviously already see in the background, but those are, for example, parts that I just have not shown that much in the little trailer, because yeah, it's more one of those things you have to explore yourself. But just the general thing is a little bit of decoration, small pieces here and there, and this is this way straight to the house. But obviously there's just a tiny bit more to explore. I don't know, I just placed some ruins there. It's just, there are a lot of trees and stuff everywhere, and this is already where the non-Euclidean stuff happens, because as you might have known, there's no way that tiny house is a giant mansion. So this is already where some non-Euclidean stuff happens, because if we would, technically there's nothing underneath this. At least not this is directly underneath. But yeah, I'm not gonna go all the way up there, because then you would just see how little trees I actually put down, because it basically ends right over there, because I really could not anymore. Also, down there, if you took a closer look, there's a little bit of a sign that says, "Throw a pearl into the well." Right? So, this is the one thing that of the secrets that I'm just outright gonna show. The rest of them, they're gonna stay secret. But that one thing, this little well, is the one thing I'm willing to show, because I literally wrote a sign that you have to throw a pearl in the well, and I put pearls in here. So we're gonna take a pearl and just kind of throw it in here. Right? This is... And now we're basically stuck down here, right? Like, you can go in these places, but you just kind of get stopped at some point. And if you go here, you also just kind of get stuck, and that just repeats for the rest of them, except for one. Depending on which one you go through, you find some more stuff. And I mean, once you know which one of these you have to look through, like there's the brick one, the stone brick, and then just andesite, and one of these leads you back out. Once you know which one of these it is, you'll just kind of find that place. But you could also just watch me do it right here, right? Like, you can just see in which direction I'm looking and in which direction I'm going right now, and We just walk. And we go through here. There you go. A mini base. All with like, well, maybe a little bit of a small storage system. Or not even a system, just a very, very small storage place in general. And just fully enchanted netherite, more stuff, more. And then just a lot of stuff. Literally, there's no way out of this thing. Once you're in, you're kind of screwed. Unless, obviously, there is more non-Euclidean stuff where you could find your way out again, right? That's the whole point of this map. So, if there ever is a sign that says there is no way out, you can be sure that there is a way out. Like, you just haven't found it yet. But since I showed you the way in, you have to find your way out by yourself. So, I'll be leaving. I'll be back in front of the tower in a second. But you might get stuck here for a bit. So, good luck finding your way out. I'll see you in a second. And here I am, back again, right in front of the well again. There was no problem for me to find my way out of this, because obviously I know the way. And it's not too hard to find your way out, really. Like, usually when you want to enter certain places, you need like one of the ender pearls or another different kind of key card or other item to use. But this one you literally just have to find a way out. There's nothing special about it. But it's still something I want to find. No, I want to let you find. So now that we have that, I think it's actually time to go and see what is on the inside of the tiny house. Because I actually made an interior to this place, and you can actually enter it. So if we just kind of go here and there, you are now inside the tiny house. There is like nothing basically. There's a small table you can sit on, a chest. Yep, I just broke the lantern. Whoops. I'll repair that at a different point in time. But yeah, that's basically it. The only thing that's maybe missing, I could have put in a bed up here, but that's about it. And you can see there's just the exit. There's literally nothing wrong with this place. Right? Right? Yeah, no. You all know how non-Euclidean Minecraft works at this point, I'm pretty sure, so, let's just go in. This is just the, frame where I put the portal inside, because I didn't want to remove that and that you could see the portal side. Also, depending on the light, this also somehow changes, or sometimes changes a tiny bit, so you could see where there are portals. Like, this is somehow darker than that, even though they're the exact same block. And then, again, just more non-Euclidean stuff. And we're gonna see the use of the mirrors a little bit more in bigger rooms as well. But all of these things are empty. There's literally nothing there. And from the trailer, maybe you've seen this turns into an infinite hallway, right? You can just run along this place as long as you want, but you never get anywhere. It's basically just having a portal. Here, you can see that. There's definitely a portal there, and there's a portal right here. Even though I'm really happy that you can't see this part, because this one is only the active one. So even though this portal is active, this one isn't. So you can go through this, but this isn't anything. There's literally nothing there, in a sense. Right? Because there's another portal already, way before that. Before you, like when you enter this hallway, you're already somewhere else. Like, you don't even see that portal, which makes me super happy. But there's another portal somewhere on these things. which already brings it to a completely different place. But again, you can get away from that, and at the end of this, there's a hint, right? You just have to look at the sugarcane, basically. And that's really, hopefully not that hard. You just have to look at the sugarcane, find the thing you're supposed to find, and then you can basically continue onward. And this is something I'm not gonna show you either, because that's how you get into the main building, and at least that little bit I'm not gonna show you. The well is a little bit of an extra, but this is the actual map, so I'll go there, and I'll see you when I'm there. And here I am, back again. And you might think, right behind me you see this little line. Maybe that's the portal I entered, but no, that's a completely different portal. This is a portal I entered. Can you see it? No, you cannot, but it's still there. And you will see the difference with bamboo and sugarcane. Yeah. This is where the difference is. Or is it? Maybe there is no portal and this is just one giant building after all. You don't ever know where the portals are. Even I have forgotten where some of the portals are. Which is almost sad because I built this place, right? But here we are in the first hall, in the main hall, the entrance hall. And this little staircase has given me so much trouble. You see, somehow this just looks weird, right? The lighting just did not work on that part. The same somehow with this. No matter how much lighting I put all around it, it just didn't work. Also, when you just kind of go down here, you go up on the opposite side of this, which I thought was pretty funny, not gonna lie. Also, getting up here is sometimes bugged, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but you know, it just be like that sometimes. And here is some more, and a missing book, which may or may not be missing for a reason. But that's just about it. There's a lot of stuff everywhere. Or maybe not, I don't know. Not gonna spoil everything. Again, I will do this walkthrough and show a lot of things, but not all of them. A lot, but not all. So, up we go again. This, I think, was also the last room I finished. Of the entire build, this room down here was the last room. Which isn't actually down there, because this is actually built right above bedrock. So this, underneath here, or even this layer, is already bedrock. That is somewhere up, I believe. But yeah, there we have some more mirrors again. And then we have this down part and the upper part. We will actually go to this upper part first, because there is another book waiting for us, which just says congratulations, and you can always just return, but you can explore, there are a lot of secrets, and so on. Right, just the usual stuff you can find. And there are fun facts. I just kind of put fun facts in these things, like, did you know there are a lot of fun facts scattered around this place? And I think there are like 10 all around this place. And some of those fun facts are not fun. They are genuinely weird. I don't know where I got those from, but they are weird. They're cute fun facts, but they're also weird fun facts. Right? It's like, thanks. I hate it. I never wanted to know, but here I am, knowing anyway now. But, as you see, this part is a very, very obvious difference. Also because the pattern is now different. Instead of continuing the way it should, it's like one offset, I believe. So from here, there, it's by one offset, yeah. But, you know, happens. Then we just have a lot of rooms. Right? A small armory with just stuff hanging around, and this is basically just done with an invisible item frame. It's, you can get those with just a command. And, oh, how did the command go? Like, you just go like give, and then your name, and then you go item frame, and then you put something in these little things, and that makes it invisible. I had it on me while I was building it, because we're in adventure now, I just kind of put it away. Yeah. I thought it was kind of cool to have these things hanging there without any item frames. Yeah, and that's basically it for this room. There isn't always too much detail everywhere. Oh, I think these are more fun facts, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah. Then just a bench with, like, the banners that go actually underneath and just show up as if they were, like, pillows. Okay, one fun fact. Peanuts aren't actually nuts. You're welcome. Peanuts aren't actually nuts. Now you know. Yeah, we just went into that room. I already got confused, right? Yeah. Let's see what's in here. Oh, an enchanting table. Yeah, this is the enchanting room. Just, I don't even know. I just threw some books down there. And now, what do we have here? Oh, it's the mini inside garden. Yeah. There's nothing in here, so moving on to the big room, the next big room. And as you see, there is stuff going on around here. But now that we are in here, which is actually my favorite room. This is by far my favorite room. I spent a lot of time on this, especially on these. As you see, this is... we can go down and look at it. Yeah, it's a little bit dark, so let's actually stay up here and just kind of sneak on over. This is this is just a map art I made. So I flew somewhere, I don't know, a couple hundred blocks away, just made a giant black, I don't know, black concrete layer. And then I put these white, yellow and orange concrete blocks on top of it, and just created some stars with it. So even though we are definitely underground, it still looks like there's just a night sky and you're just somewhere in space or something. And I didn't want it to be too bright, especially on the windows, so it would just be like, yeah, it's dark, there isn't really natural light coming in. The only light that's coming there is from these guys, I think. But yeah, this is just the giant ballroom, which is the other place where I used the giant mirror to just mirror this. And honestly, if there were no mirrors like this in the immersive portal mods, this would never have happened. I only did this room because I wanted to incorporate the giant mirror somehow. And it just... this happened. Right? That's the only... like, I could have replicated this, right? And just put it on top of this, just flipped around, right? But that would have been so much work, and some things of those wouldn't have worked to begin with. So I'm happy that this was in, and that this is a thing. Also, back here is another book that reveals another place that just says, what if you took a very close look at some of these stars, right? Something could happen, right? So that's another thing, which is probably the biggest lag factor in this place. Next to this, because I use so many item frames and map arts that it just can lag your PC a little bit. So if anything lags, it's probably because this room gets rendered in, which is why I divided it with 2 portals, so sometimes this thing renders differently and actually kind of doesn't lag as much. I don't know how that works, but it did for me. Well, moving on, we are basically done up here. It's nothing too special, really. And, oh, I forgot. While I was building, I had an elytra on because this place is so big you could fly around. So, we're moving on to the bottom floor. And this time, before we explore the tiny rooms, we're gonna go to the library in the back. And we're gonna take the shortcut over. This... actually, before I even built the hallway, I had built this library. And funny enough, right behind, I think that side is actually the hall, the giant hall. So I built the entrance hall, and right next to that I built this. Like literally, I just went out like maybe 5 blocks and then I made space for this build. And then somehow I managed to squeeze that in between. But... oh, I guess we're falling. This is the library, and the design for the floor... I just looked up different designs floors on the internet and just tried to find one that looked kinda cool, and I somehow ended up with this thing. I don't know, it took me a long time, because I didn't actually like copy and paste all of that stuff, but built everything by hand, so that was fun. Very, very fun, took a lot of time. And I have never used Crimson with anything as a building block, and I was very scared if it would even fit, but it's fine. It's different and maybe needs some getting used to, but I still very much like it. Yeah. And I first thought I would use a giant mirror up here, but decided against it and just put in some ornaments with whatever this is called, and just left it at that. I thought that was fine and good enough. Again, the tiny line, if you look very closely, reveals the secret of. This is actually also the way that these stairs and blocks are misaligned somehow. Because if you build the portal, let's say this portal you built facing that direction, like from here to there on the, let's say, x-axis, but the other portal somehow was built on the y-axis, you get stuff like this. I noticed that way too late, and I wasn't gonna change all of it again. But that's something to keep in mind, that if you build like this, you probably want to keep in mind that putting portals on different rotations will screw up your planks. This one is fine because you can orient those whichever you want, but the planks always stay the same. So even if the lighting was kind of perfect, you would still see that this just does not align. Which is fine. It's not too obvious unless you actually know, I believe. If you just kind of go through, right? You don't pay attention to that part up there anyway. So that's that. But anyway, otherwise I started using just what's it called? Like these everywhere where I could. But what's this one? Oh, it's the kitchen. Which has, funny enough, two ways out. So one there and one here. For what reason? I did not know what to build in the rooms anymore. So I just connected the kitchen from here to there. That's it. What do you have here? Oh, a tiny dining area. Very tiny, very cute. I love using these heads. Again, you can get those from like command blocks where you basically put in a certain command and then you get the player head and then you can place those. There are websites for those. You just search for Minecraft player head commands or something and you get taken to websites that give you different ones where you can get like flower pots or different small micro blocks. That's where you get those from. And orientation, that's where the other kitchen is. This is the room we visit later. And a bedroom. And another fun fact. I don't know if I closed that quick enough, but you can literally just pause the video and look at it and you would know about this closet. Which basically is just a shortcut I made from here to there. We already been in this room, so you know where this is. Hopefully. Maybe. So you can get from the bedroom very quickly to the armory, which I thought was kinda cool. Like, imagine you getting attacked in the middle of the night, so you quickly run through the secret tunnel and you can equip yourself with all you need. Or you just hide in here. That's also a possibility because you have a armor right there. But yeah, I just thought maybe connecting the bedroom to the armory would be a kind of cool design idea. Also, you could get from the top to the bottom or the other way around. Lastly, this room. Another bedroom. And I just put that in here for no real reason. Oop. Now, this room. We haven't been in this room yet. And I'll make sure to close this door. Right. You can see what happens here. I didn't align these properly. So, this time it's also obvious from the different coloration. But, again, I noticed that a bit too late. And this is just a smaller library with a couple books scattered around with content, who knows. But if you go back down here, surprise, you are somewhere different again. And here you can, well, could technically look outside. There's a lot of foliage around and you can't really see far at all. This, you can see the way. Like the way you used to get to the little cottage. Which might give you an idea where I put these portals. Basically, I put the portals literally right on top of the tiny house. Or that's actually on the surface. So technically this is the tiny house itself, and then these are just the different sides Yeah. And... oh, there you see the tower. And actually, if you walk all the way up these stairs, which are a few, honestly, we're just gonna go up like maybe one of these, right? And there are more. You can kind of see that through here. There's a lot more. But if you walk all of these all the way up, you actually get to the top of that tower. Which is also, now that you know that that tower and this place is connected, you can just go here and skip literally everything else. Technically. And that place we have to go to in a second. This, if you can see, this looks kind of similar to a certain room, which also, again, is slightly misaligned, but, you know, it's fine. If you walk through fast enough, you won't even notice that this place is just kind of weird. Like there. But it's fine. This would lead you back out to the upper floor, I think. So if you go out here, you end up on the upper floor. But we don't really care about leaving just yet. Instead, we go through here. And won't you look at that, now we're trapped. And that's basically the thing. Welcome to your new home. This is your new home. You live here now. There is no way out. Again. And you're just kind of trapped down here. Also, that place, this is just portals completely surrounding that thing. And you can actually somehow see, or sometimes see, sun and moon just kind of going in circles. But yeah. We just moved down here. From up to down here. And this place was also just in the trailer that I made. And that's probably like my second favorite thing. Obviously my favorite thing is the little, I mean, pretty big ballroom, and then comes this. Just, oh, this little, I don't know, hall with the cherry blossom tree growing in the middle, which was kind of difficult finding the right color palette and the right blocks and everything. But anyway, you can just hop up here and exit this as here if you really wanted to. But yeah, this is it. This is where the big stuff starts, really. Once you made it all the way here, you might already see that this is where it gets fun. This entire part I did not show in the trailer at all. The last thing you saw was me sitting there and all of a sudden I was somewhere else. Right? I was just somewhere completely different than this. And just to be honest, this is just a giant maze. This entire thing is just a giant maze. Obviously. And you have to walk around this place. And there are different entrances and exits, obviously. And you never know where you really end up. I already don't know which one of those I entered just now, but I came out here. I think over there? I think we went into that. No, maybe. Yeah, I think we went over there. Anyway. Yeah, there are multiple things you can do here. One of them being getting lost, obviously. I'm just gonna walk through this place a little. See, here's another one. And, oh, nice, we went in there and came out here. Oh, perfect. And then there is more, I think, back here. No, wait. This is a little bit of a longer hallway. Yep, there it is. Another exit. Right back here. So we went from that one to this one. We're slowly making it in a circle. No. This is quite literally just a giant maze. You have to find your way through. Or more or less, right? Not to mention... Hey, why don't you look at that? Have we been here in this one? Yes, we have. But obviously there is something in that maze, right? And one of those things actually is pretty easy to find. It's literally not even hidden, you just have to walk the right way, which is literally just straight and there. Literally just like that. And now you're somewhere else. It still has this kind of slightly style of the maze, but it's technically somewhere different. So here again, we have a little bit of a bigger kitchen. And over here is another living room with all sorts of stuff. And obviously the room with the book just kind of screaming at you already. And yeah, I made this area just for you, which is actually true. I built this entire place just for anybody who would like to explore or see it and whatever. So yeah, I did in fact make this entire place just for you. Isn't that something nice? But no, there's more to this, obviously. I'm not gonna go through all of them. I still kinda want to maybe have you play this map as well. Maybe. Would be kinda cool. But, you know. Anyway, there's obviously more to this. There are a couple more hidden places. Actually, you need a few things, as I was talking about. You need some... what did I call them again? Keys, basically, or key cards that you have to find in order to get out. So in this maze there's an extra exit, and generally there are two exits. One of them is basically just an exit if you don't want to find whatever's in the maze, but the other one actually leads to the true ending, which you saw a little bit of in the trailer. And since that is a very big thing, I'm just gonna go find that place, go there, and then get you back in. Because, you know, I said some secrets, not all. I think I'm showing you enough. Maybe if you really want to know all secrets, I might make one where you can just look at and find all these secrets, like cheating, not exploring, very rude. But anyway, there you go, look at the sky. I'm gonna go find the secret place and collect all the stuff that I need to find that secret place. And I'll be back once I'm there, so I'll see you in just a second. And here I am, all the way back. And as you might be able to see, I have something in my inventory which we will need later. It's called a blossom petal. Which, hint, may or may not be a clue already. But this is basically where you end up. You come from the middle of nowhere. I can show you there's no way back. You are very much stuck in here no matter where you go. Right? But there's another book. Good thing you found this. Good job. Well done. Well done. So, basically your only choice is to go here. And depending on how well you're able to see, I try to make this as dark as somehow possible, you might already see that there's something not quite right about this. Right there. But we're just gonna go through here anyway. Oh no. I fell. And this is actually where you saw me in the trailer again. In the middle of nowhere. I mean, camping now, underneath an obviously fake sky, because I'm not gonna use map art for such a big room. But I also didn't want to use portals for such a big room, because the bigger you make the portals and the more you use them, the laggier it gets. Also, I would have had to do some other things to prevent you from going through those portals and just hopping on out of here. So I said no to that. Instead, I made it fake. That's what I did. I just hop through here, try to not go into these. I just used like concrete and made it darker to the top, and then it's just completely black. You have some clouds, but that's basically it. But now, since we are here, there's another book. It just tells you how great this place is, right? Obviously, at this point, oh, there you go. At this point, you just kind of want to leave, right? So, the way out, you need another one of these. So, I hope you brought one yourself when you get here. If not, these should also work. If you just take some of these. So, if you would take one of those, it's fine. I wouldn't want you to get locked in here, which would be kind of funny, but you know. Yeah, you could also just kind of jump onto the fire or swim into the pond over there a little bit too long, which would get you out of here. Unless you clicked on one of those beds that are in the tents, and good luck coming out or getting out, unless you just, you know. But once again, this is basically end part, and again, I'm not gonna spoil all of this to you. There's a way out, and once we are in the room that gives you the way out, it's basically like giving you another tip where you have to search for it, right? Just remember you need your petal and use it as a key, and you'll find it. I believe in you. It's the only thing different in this place. Yeah. There's also just a hint in the book. Like, another hint in the book in case you need it. And I'll go ahead and find that thing as well, because oh boy, finding something in this garden is not as easy as it looks, really. So I'll go search for it, and I'll be back in a second once again. And here I am. Once again, right back in another tiny room with more books to read. And I know it's pretty heavy on reading, and I really try to not put too much on one page, so it stays relatively easy to read. Like, there's one sentence on each page, so it stays easy to read, and this is the hint you get for where this thing is located, but that's it. And yeah, this is the last time to stop you. There's nothing you can do unless you just kinda... Oh, nope, more doors. If you want to look at that, you can, at all points in time, you can go back. Or you just go here. Or you go here. This is probably the room I spent the longest time on, even though it's not as big as all the others. For one, I did something like this. I do have a connected glass texture pack, which I don't think I have properly enabled right now. So you can still see a little bit more of these lines as well. But the other part is I have never built with quartz or white. Like, you saw everything there was like with oak or dark oak or spruce or like just a wooden medieval, somehow older style, right? Nothing was like white, except for maybe the chandeliers, but they are multifunctional, right? You can use those everywhere, pretty much. But that's why this took so long, because I just did not know how to design this place properly without it having, like, weird stuff. Right? And I just kind of ended up with this. And I like it. It's nice. A little bit of green and this thing, which with the texture pack or maybe even some shaders on does look very, very cool. I'm just professional and forgot, right? And I'm also lazy, so I'm not gonna do the entire thing again just because of that. I'm just telling you that you can do like Optifine, connect the textures, shaders, and it looks even prettier. And you come basically to the last point. And this is where you have to decide, well, do you want to go back to the house, or do you want to go there? You don't know what's there, you can't see it. And you know for sure that this thing is a portal, right? There's nothing actually behind there. But you also can't see what is there unless you go in and have it render. That's why I made multiple portals, to make it not render in unless you actually go in. Which is, are you going to commit? Or aren't you? Do you want to go back, see if you've missed something? Or do you want to leave? Or is this just another trick of mine, and you're actually stuck here? You don't know. I won't tell you. This is as far as we'll go. I went to this exact point the last time, where I did the little cinematic trailer or whatever, and this is how far I'll go in this tiny little making of walkthrough or whatever it is. You'll have to find out for yourself. I'm not gonna go into that place. I'm not gonna let it render in. I'm not gonna tell you if that's the end. There's more. I know that. But you won't, unless you try it for yourself. And with that, I'll choose to go back. There we are. Back here again. Where, well, not where this started, but where you can get stuck the easiest. There are more places to get out, obviously. I didn't show you all of it. I didn't show you all the secrets. I showed you most. Well, maybe not even most. Maybe a couple. Yeah. A handful. Just enough. But not too much. And again, if you really, really, really want to see all that is to this place, all the secrets I put in, all the little Easter eggs I put in, maybe even the different endings I put into this place, which there are, by the way. There are more than just one ending. You can go and try out the map. I'll have it linked in the description. It obviously uses the Infinite Portals mod, and it runs on 1.16.4. I haven't tried any other versions, so I would definitely be careful with trying out different versions. I'm probably not gonna do different versions, because I'm working on more projects, which I'll tease a little. I have, at some point in my streams, shown some of my old worlds that I built, and one of them was really old. It was like back in 1.12, where I used chisel, and I built up a city, an actual giant city. I needed a 4x4 map, I believe, to get all of it on, and even then it was getting kind of rough at certain points. But I dropped that project at some point because newer versions came out with just more blocks, right? But I'm slightly trying to tidy that place up, finish it up, and do something with that. Because that place also has a story. But that's a project for the future. For now, this was the project I wanted to show you today. And if you enjoyed this, maybe check out the map itself, or check out my Twitch channel, which is probably also just linked in the description, where I might, maybe not, be building on the big city project itself. Or I'll play some Origin. You never know. I like that place. But yeah, with that, I would like to say thank you very much for watching, and if you enjoyed, maybe leave a comment or whatever you do. You know, the usual. So, I hope I'll see you again next time. Bye bye!